British media, citing data from the British analytical company Fathom Financial Consulting, reported that India, with the support of the United States, is challenging Chinese technology companies. The U.S. is creating from India a new factory for the production of semiconductors. The biggest losses from this, according to the forecast of British analysts, will suffer the high-tech sector of China and Taiwan. On February 29th, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India will soon become a new global center for the production of chips and microchips. This decision was taken by the Indian cabinet, which decided to approve the plans of Indian companies in cooperation with foreign investors to build several semiconductor plants on the territory of India. The Indian company Tata will invest $11 billion in the construction of a plant for the production of silicon wafers. The same company will invest another $3 billion in the construction of a plant to create packaging for chips. U.S. manufacturers Apple and Foxconn will build new plants in India to speed up the process of shifting production from China. India, according to Prime Minister Modi, with the support of investors, mainly American, British, and Japanese, plans to become a center for manufacturing products in the areas of home appliances, artificial intelligence, and unmanned vehicles. Micron, the largest manufacturer of RAM chips in the world, is investing in the construction of a plant in Gujarat to produce memory modules. According to British experts, India is becoming more dependent on Western countries to get advanced technology to run Indian industry. In exchange for this dependence, Indian companies are increasing their presence in Western sales markets. British experts note that the Indian authorities actively support the relocation of manufacturers from China to India by offering Western companies more generous tax benefits and guaranteeing them state support. I would like to note that Western countries have taken India seriously. Possible control over this country is their only chance to maintain global dominance. And in general, the U.S. is not restless with the success of Chinese industry. At the World Economic Forum in Davos in January, the head of the Chinese government, Li Qiang, announced further improvement of the economic situation in the Celestial Empire. According to Li Qiang, the Chinese economy has grown by the end of 2023, despite the decline in demand for Chinese goods in the U.S. and the EU. With this statement, the Chinese premier greatly upset the White House, which had hoped that the military conflict in Europe and the reduction of shipping in the Red Sea would contribute to a slowdown in economic growth in China. However, that has not happened. The Chinese authorities have embarked on a course to strengthen partnerships with the BRICS bloc and the Global South. In addition, the Chinese government has taken unprecedented support measures against Chinese manufacturers to stimulate domestic sales of Chinese goods. The interests of Western companies operating in the Chinese market have suffered. Unlike Chinese companies, they did not receive any subsidies from the Chinese government. By the end of 2023, the U.S. reduced imports of Chinese goods by 14%. Despite the fact that these measures did not have a significant negative impact on the Chinese industry, the Biden administration decided to strengthen them. U.S. Deputy Treasury Secretary Jay Shambaugh said that Chinese industry poses a threat to global trade. The Chinese government's unnecessarily high state subsidies to local manufacturers give Chinese companies an unfair price advantage. According to Jay Shambaugh, Chinese industry is no longer demand-driven, but rather dumping products on the world market at low prices. By doing so, it undermines the profitability of business in other countries. For this reason, the Chinese leadership should not perceive the actions of the U.S. and other countries to restrict Chinese exports as unexpected and unfriendly steps against Chinese business in the future. Western experts estimate that the U.S. will propose that the G7 countries adopt sanctions against Chinese electric cars, solar panels, and lithium-ion batteries.